Right then, this is Razorcast. This is our first, I say pilot episode. See how this goes. I'm Chris.
I'm also Chris.
So, two Chris's. Not to confuse you guys or anything. But no, on here we're just going to literally be talking to you guys. Metal, rock, any other crap that comes up.
Yeah, and crap will come up, no doubt.
I can't imagine there wouldn't be. But no, literally, we are featuring episodes of Head to Headbanger, where we'll be pitting two albums that we both pick one each.
Yeah.
Have an argument. I'm sure there'll be many heated discussions.
Yeah, we're going to try and have categories, so we might do... Vocalists might be a category, and we'll argue the point, who's the better vocalist on each album.
Shredding.
Yeah.
Bass riffs, anything. I mean, we could even have political episodes.
Concept.
Oh gosh, so many concepts. But so we will literally pick an album each, and we either get you guys to vote on which is best and go from there. And the other episodes we're thinking of doing is Horns Up. So Horns Up, we'll take a look at an album that has been forgotten about in time and space and that we've loved and appreciated in the past, or that is very underrated, and we can sit here, chat with you guys and see what comes up.
Yeah.
But also, I've got some exciting things in the pipeline. I've got a couple of bands in the process of coming up for interviews. Just very local bands from around this area. This is the Southampton area in England, so you know it's a vibrant area for music.
Mm-hmm.
Always had great things down here. The Joiners has always produced great things.
Yeah.
Many great things.
And we've got Creeper now as well.
We've got Creeper.
One of the best bands on the planet.
Oh gosh, yeah. And not forgetting Buried Tomorrow.
Oh, indeed,
Buried Tomorrow.
Coming out soon.
Literally.
Album number 5. I saw it on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait for that. That'd be amazing. They've always chucked out some great stuff, and I've been watching them since, even before Danny was in the band.
Yeah.
So amazing. But no, so literally, we're going to just sit here now and we're going to just chat about how we got into this sort of metal
I suppose
music.
Makes sense. First time round, we talk about our first time round.
Yeah.
Us popping our metal and rock virginity, really.
Oh my god, popping our cherries.
Popping our cherries. Podcast and metal all in one.
Oh gosh. So where do we start? I mean, Chris, where have you sort of grown up with music and stuff? I'm sure you've had music sort of around you ever since you were little.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you sort of experienced sort of growing up wise?
Well, I suppose my growing up, what I listened to when I was young, has absolutely no bearing really on what I listen to now.
Pretty much the same as me.
Yeah. The first album I ever owned was Michael Jackson's Thriller that I had on cassette.
It's still amazing, even to this day.
That I played over and over and over again until I ran out of every single battery in the house on my Walkman.
On your little Walkman.
Yeah, it was great. And listening to Queen in my dad's car. So
no, not much. Wayne's World moments.
Exactly. There were many. Yeah, me and my dad blew the speakers up on 2 or 3 of his vehicles listening to that. So yeah, it was great.
Oh, epic. I mean, mine's very sort of. Parents were always into sort of stuff like ABBA. My mum was very much into 80s pop music. So very different. My dad, very weird man. I mean, from one moment he could be listening to Bjork or Kate Bush, Toya Wilcox. Next minute he'll be listening to techno and Darude and stuff like that. But
well, knowing you, that makes a lot of sense. To be fair, having such a varied taste in music.
Oh my gosh, yeah, very. But I mean, even growing up, I've been with him to go and see Toya Wilcox live and stuff like that. Correct, we've seen many things live, but no. So sort of rock and metal. When was your sort of first experience? When did you sort of get into it?
Well, other than... I've got a few memories, I suppose. Other than outside of listening to Queen with my dad, I think my first kind of experience with rock and metal was it was a little bit of a guilty pleasure. When we moved in with my stepdad, he had MTV.
Yeah.
And at the time, nobody I knew had MTV. So it was almost like my precursor to watching porn late at night.
Oh, man.
Because I'd stick MTV on, I'd put the European Top 20 on, and I was amazed by seeing, European Top 20 always fascinated me, because you'd get Bjork,
Yeah.
And then it would be followed by Aqua or something.
Completely out.
Just equally as daft.
Oh, yeah.
And then I remember seeing the Roots video, Sepultura, and I was like, pissed my pants scared, to be honest. I was like,
No, but I was the same growing up.
Is this?
I was the same growing up with that when listening to Metallica's One.
Yeah.
Seeing that video to One, I pissed myself as a fucking kid.
Yeah, as a kid, that is scary.
Oh my
That
God,
video
is
is
it?
haunting.
Oh God, yeah.
Stuff like that, it just fascinated me though. It was like, I was just fascinated with watching it. And so Roots came on and The Memory Remains as well.
Oh, Memory
I used to watch that and I'd be like, wow, this... I don't know, I was never sure whether I liked it or I was just scared of it, but it reacted. I reacted to it.
To me, like growing up, and even to today, metal and stuff has always been sort of like the horror. Like, if you were to put it into like a movie category, it's like horror.
Oh yeah, Black Dahlia Murder are doing their damnedest to make
God,
sure
yeah.
that happens as well.
Well, it's even today with like the Motionless in White videos.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying their damnedest to make it as scary as shit.
Yeah, and Rob Zombie's done his best.
Oh, he's done. Yeah, but then he's in the film industry anyway.
Exactly.
So, but no, so growing up, so you had obviously the experiences with that. Mine very much were going around with godparents, and you know, they used to have like Kerrang on the TV and stuff like that. They massive rock fans growing up. So for me, growing up, it was always sort of AC/DC was one of the first places that, you know, I got exposed to it.
Yeah.
And I never really took it on board when I was younger.
Yeah.
Couldn't, you know, want very much into it. So just sort of going from that, and I think growing up wise, it was school, which is where it all began really for me. School, then you get the kids going, have you heard this, you heard this? And the first thing that came to me was Linkin Park.
Yeah.
And growing up when Kerrang just started on the TV and stuff like that, that was on all the time.
Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Fucking still to this day.
Yeah.
One of the best albums ever.
I hated that album when it came out.
Really?
Hated it. Yeah.
What was it? What's
I was
for you?
I hated it. I was a hip hop fan.
Right.
So school was actually the place that killed my love of rock and metal. Really.
Really?
It was. Yeah.
Complete
Yeah.
opposite then.
Well, I watched those videos like Roots and Memory Remains and stuff on and Smashing Pumpkins and stuff like that would come on MTV, and I loved it. But a couple of my friends would come around and I'd be like, oh, look at this, you've got to watch this, you've got to watch this thing. And they'd be like, what the fuck is this shit? And they were all into Faithless and Oasis, and it was just Brit rock and...
I was going to say the height of the 90s really.
Yeah,
Brit rock
exactly.
and all that, starting with the raves and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, well, this isn't something I should be listening to. I'm a bit odd if I like this, so I'll stop listening to it. So I did. I stopped listening to it, and always went for the... I suppose I was always inevitably going to come back because I always went for the more aggressive end of anything. If it was dance music, I was listening to The Prodigy. It was the most aggressive dance music I could find. If I was listening to hip hop, I was listening to gangster rap.
Oh, proper sort of
like
in the streets and stuff.
Exactly. I was listening to NWA and Mobb Deep and things like that. I never really had any interest in the sort of more R&B side of it. I always just wanted to hear stories about people getting kicked in and fucking shit up, you know.
Getting shot left, right and centre.
But yeah, school killed it for me a little bit.
No, it was complete opposite for me because I mean, obviously with the kids and stuff, it was just come in. Have you seen this? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
You know, as I said, with the height of Kerrang beginning and stuff, and rock music being exploded, a lot of it started off with like Blink 182.
Yeah.
Who else was there? There was Fall Out Boy just starting on the scene.
Yeah.
Panic at the Disco first made the sort of, you know, comeuppance, and yeah, no, I mean, I only followed it because going back from what I listened to growing up was very sort of the pop era sort of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think my first ever record I bought, single, Daniel Bedingfield, I've got to get through this.
That's a beast. That's a beast. Although I'll take your Daniel Bedingfield and I'll raise you.
Go on.
I bought Men in Black by Will Smith.
Oh, but that's Will Smith.
Gosh.
But it's Will Smith.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, going with, you know, like I say, going with the Blink 182 and stuff, it was the only band I couldn't get into out of all that lot.
Well, Blink.
Blink was the only band I could not
The
get
most
into.
accessible one, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like the hipster before there was hipsters. So
well, surely that's the best thing to be.
Well, yeah, you've got to be somewhat.
As soon
different.
as it's cool, nobody wants to do it. You were a hipster before they were even.
Yeah,
a
right.
thing.
Exactly.
Epic.
So no, never really listened to Blink. God, I hated them.
Mm.
So for me, it was always sort of Panic at the Disco was big, and Fall Out Boy massive.
Yeah, MCR.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, I did listen to them. You know, it's a everyone calls it the first album. It's not. It's their second album. Three
Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
That's the one. Yeah, and everyone used to rant and rave and say what an amazing album, and then they killed their career with Black Road. So that's when I just stopped listening to it.
This is a conversation we'll have to.
Oh my god, no! That you could debate about it for days.
I was going to say that.
It's controversial.
Yeah,
it's controversial.
I
couldn't stand it.
That's probably the first time I've said that out loud, if I'm completely honest.
Really?
Yeah, I was been embarrassed as fuck about liking
it. Oh my god. No, but so yeah, I think I just ended up sort of getting into the more classic rock as well. Classic rock was where it was at, because going around with godparents and getting to know what rock music was and stuff like that, they would get me into bits and pieces, and then it would then be like a like an adventure for me.
Yeah.
Just searching, constantly looking for the newest things.
Yeah.
What was really cool back in the day. Which is probably why I've got such a love for 80s music. Anything 80s, pop, rock, anything.
I love the 80s, but the 80s to me is just Kenny Loggins.
Exactly.
The man did the soundtrack to the 80s.
But he did.
Won.
No, he did.
He completed it.
He did.
Completed the 80s.
Oh man. But no, I mean it's just it's bizarre for me, because I've just always had, like, even today, I always look for the most obscure of things, which is, I know the stuff you hate, like all the gimmick stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I know.
So like,
what was the? Okay, so you said like AC/DC.
Yeah.
So what's the first album that sent? You said you like to go down that little road and explore. What was the first path? What was the first step on that Yellow Brick Road?
Oh, the first album I bought.
Probably shouldn't say Yellow Brick Road. It should be something more metal than that. I could just imagine you clipping along with Ruby Slippers on those.
Yeah. Just with my hair down. For me, it's toss up between two. So I've had, obviously, like I said earlier, Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Fucking what an album.
What was it about Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory then?
I think going from the pop sort of element of that stuff into the metal rock side of things.
Yeah.
It's that new metal. New metal was where it branched the two together.
Yeah.
And I think it just stepped me on my way to sort of metal being a thing. So, again, going into looking onto the things that came with the new metal, you had Limp Bizkit, and it's all being a massive wrestling fan. Limp Bizkit was where was that?
Yeah.
That was, I remember that from WrestleMania. I can't remember which one it was, but they were announced as the WWE's favourite band.
Yeah, they were the original Wrestle Metal band, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
And that was
Five Finger Death Punch have got a lot to thank.
Oh god, yes, massively so. So for me, it was always sort of obviously growing up with the wrestling as well, pop. The new metal was just where it was at.
Yeah.
And then when you discover into new metal, and then you think, well, obviously listening to like Metallica's One, being fucking piss scared of that, and then going on to going, oh, what's this? Korn.
Yeah.
Korn.
So did Linkin Park precede Korn for you? So
yeah.
Retrospectively, you went back.
I did.
So, reading between the lines, it's kind of that pop, those pop hooks, because Hybrid Theory is.
It is.
I mean, it's a pop metal album, really. There's so much pop on it.
There is so much. I mean, if you look at In the End, what ballad of a pop song that is.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's huge, but so that was that, and then obviously there was one other album, but that was because it was like my first rock show I went to.
Yeah.
And that was Bowling for Soup's Drunk Enough to Dance.
Okay.
No, again, very poppy album.
Yeah.
Very poppy, pop punky sort of album. And that, again, just going from that, just going into all the different aspects of rock music.
Yeah.
Very much just opened everything to me. But what about yourself?
I'm learning a lot about you, Chris, today, and some of it I'm not entirely happy about.
This is going to precede our friendship, isn't it? There's going to be a lot of heated debates. So for you, what was your stepping stone?
I think my first big stepping stone in my teenage years, the first rock album that I fell in love with, just head over heels in love with, was the most obvious rock album of our generation.
Yeah.
Oh, not even our generation, I suppose. It was GNR, Appetite for Destruction.
I've
got a feeling that the first time I listened to it, I went round to my mate Chris's house. And
Another Chris.
Yeah, there's another Chris.
There's a lot of Chris's around here.
And his older brother Matt, who I've sort of since become like best mates with, really, he was a big GNR fan, and he put the album on, and I was listening to it, and I was just like, "Fuck, what is this? This is incredible!" And he was good enough to lend me it,
Yeah,
and he never got it back.
Still in your car, I'd imagine.
Well, it probably is. Yeah, I've had to buy it again because I killed that CD.
Oh God.
But, yeah, I used to listen to it every day, every single day.
Do you realise he listens to this now? He's now going to want that.
I
back.
have just incriminated myself.
You have.
He's probably been looking for that for 20 years. But I used to listen to it every day at school. I was listening to it. I used to do the classic of having my headphone up my sleeve, so it popped out, and I just lean on my hand. just lean on my hand, really concentrated. Just every now and again, and sort of slip out. Welcome to. I mean, nothing. But it was the whole. I suppose a little bit of the pop stuff of it got me into the heavier side of the songs, because initially it was like I did the typical teenage thing: is I found one or two songs that I loved and I played them to death. So Sweet Child of Mine was like, oh my God, and I used to. I was such a sad tit that it was like I'd play it to girls in class and go, this is me. I'm so deep. I'm just a well of emotion. I'm just such a cool guy. And
just a way to pull the ladies, was it?
Yeah, basically. I mean, I never realised this until I started thinking about it for this. And I'm pretty sure that Axl Rose was the first emo teen. Like, if you listen to that first
very
album,
angsty. Yeah, very angsty, isn't he?
He is utterly filled with rage on some songs, and then other songs, he's like a love-lorn puppy.
Yeah, let me love you. I want to serenade you.
I know, I love you so much. Just can't live without you. And that was me at that age. I was 13 or 14, and I was just like, every song on that means more than anything in the world to me. It was like
massively.
He'd written the album for me.
This is where you're going to hate me. I only got into Guns N' Roses last year.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I'm 27, and going into classic rock, I should have loved that band growing up. Like, everybody loved that band. Again, it's just one that I couldn't get into. But
why?
I don't know. I think, it was always on the TV. You always heard it.
Yeah.
Overplayed to crap.
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine, that riff is played over and over and over again.
And it's badly played in every guitar shop in the entire world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly it. But growing up, and obviously you hear that over and over again.
Yeah.
I knew all the words to that song before that. I could turn around and say, actually, you know what? I kind of like that now. Yeah. I'd go to a party that'd come on. I'd just happily sing along with everyone. But no, what it was, my friend last year, he had a bit of a dilemma. So he had a ticket to go and see Guns N' Roses in London. Yeah. To go on the reunion tour. Yeah. And he was debating whether to go to that. Yeah. Or to go to Graspop in Belgium to go to see many different acts. Right. To the festival, which I can't wait to go to this year. Yeah. So he ended up choosing going there, and he just turned around and goes to me. Prick! Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm getting grumpy about that because
no, that's fine.
As you will well know, I had tickets to that gig, and then I snapped my Achilles and I couldn't go because it was like a week after my surgery. So
man.
Yeah.
Well, don't mean to rub it in.
No, don't.
But he ended up giving me the ticket, and he was like, "Oh, what do you want for it? Money wise and stuff." He said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the money." Okay,
that's no worries. Even more.
Gives me the ticket. I look at the ticket. Gold circle standing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm leaving.
I think the ticket was worth something in a region of like 170 something pound.
Yeah.
So, and he just gave it to me and goes, "Go and enjoy yourself." So I just went up to London on my own, went to the gig, and came with that converted.
Yeah, I have no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. What a show.
Yeah.
I'm hearing all the rumours. He was always Axl Rose was always late on stage. Yeah. He'd always waltz on and off stage. Doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But he played that, and my God, did he look like he wanted to be there?
Yeah. I saw Axl and Friends.
Oh, Axl and Friends. Was that like Miles Kennedy and stuff like that? Or?
No, it was when Axl did. Well, it was Guns N' Roses, but it was. Was Guns N' Roses without anyone other than Dizzy Reed and Axl in it. And that was about 2010, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
At the O2, and with DJ Ashford on guitar and stuff. And don't get me wrong, when they came out, they were late, about 45 minutes late. When they came out, he was superb.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same.
No.
Like, they sounded great. He looked great on stage. He sounded great.
But it wasn't.
But looking
it
around
wasn't
the
Axl
stage,
Rose in his skimpy little
well,
denim
yeah,
jeans.
It was that, and you're looking around, and it was like, well, where is Duff? Where is Slash?
Yeah.
Like, you do miss them. Their personalities.
Oh yeah, because it adds a lot to the show.
Yeah.
You know, even like seeing them this time round.
Yeah.
My God, you know, and I'm off to see them again this year.
Yeah.
They're at Grasspot this year.
Yeah, they're at Download as well.
Yeah, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm going to Download purely just to see Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, and I was debating a day ticket just for that again.
Yeah.
Because, they were just incredible.
It's going to be worth it. They've got a full
well
length
worth
set
it.
as well, so they're doing like 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
All the hits. Well, they don't really do anything that isn't a hit. So.
Yeah.
But
yeah, anyway, going from that. So, obviously, you said earlier, you like the heavier side of things. You know, you go full out for things. What was it that got you into just going full out metal? You know, what bands sort of really went, I love this, you know?
I don't really want to say it so that everyone can hear it, but because it'll give him a bigger head than he's already got. But it's my little brother, really.
Right.
As you well know,
yeah.
You know what it's like. He got me into it, to be honest. He massively fell in love with Trivium. And he wanted me to love it as well. So he was like, listen to this album.
And now we're all going to see them next month.
Exactly. But I hated it. I absolutely hated it. He kept trying to play me Ascendancy, and at the time I was listening to DMX and fucking Ja Rule.
Still in my guilty, but that's my
Jeffrey.
That's in my guilty pleasures
list. His name is
list.
Jeffrey. Fuck's sake. This is the thing. When I was listening to rap,
but that's like Alice Cooper.
Yeah, but
you know, that's not his real name. But
no, I know. But with hip hop, I used to walk around with my New York Yankees jacket on and my Air Force Ones, thinking I was a gangster. And then people started, and this part of the reason I hated that Linkin Park album was because everyone in the common room at college used to play it. And I'd be like, fuck off, just listen to DMX, listen to some good music, you twats. And then they'd be like, you know his name's Earl, don't you? And I'd be like, fuck. Anyway, so my brother eventually had the genius idea after throwing this like Trivium at me for months that it wasn't going to happen, and that he needed to change tact. Yeah. So because I was such a hip hop fan, he thought, well, I'll play him something that's got some hip hop elements to it. So he actually lent me Battle for Los Angeles. Rage Against the Machine.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Massively hip hop influenced as well.
Exactly. Yeah. It's probably their most hip hop album, really.
Oh, like, big time. Yeah.
Things like, I mean, it was Mic Check that got me into it.
Yeah.
I heard Mic Check, and that is just a hip hop song. There's no real guitars on it.
It's not.
It's just a hip hop song. It's just Zach rapping, and I was like, that's fucking great. And so I just got into it from there, and very slowly started listening to the more rocky, metally stuff. But because I think that album's got quite a good blend of like more classic-y rock, more Guns N' Roses style riffs and stuff like that, rather than the kind of I couldn't have put up with the thrashy stuff that's on Trivium at the time. But the groove and stuff that Rage Against the Machine had,
I think that's what I thrived up growing up on, was just grooves and stuff like that.
Well, listening to like Michael Jackson when I was growing up.
Oh God, massive.
And Queen, and then like hip hop. It was all about groove to me. It was all about like where is the groove?
There's all melodies and stuff like that. Yeah.
Once I got into that, I was like, this makes a lot more sense. This kind of rock stuff now. So I begrudgingly started trying to listen to Trivium, but it took me a little while longer to get to it, to be fair.
Oh, big time. But no, it's like with Korn. When you listen to Korn albums, they've got melodies for days. Yeah. But then it's when he starts scatting stuff over it, and he's real off timing and stuff. That just completely threw it for me. I'm like, what is going on? This is mental. And you just got really into it. And Korn were just, in a lot of ways, just pioneers of themselves. Just you could listen to them and you could hear the rap elements of things. Yeah. You could hear melodies, you could hear the metal, you could you hear so many things with them. Yeah. And it's just phenomenal. Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. But no, it's just I think with me, melody was a big part of things. But, as I grew up and stuff, you hung out with, you had the goth kids
Yeah.
at school. You had your goth kids, but they weren't really goths in the sense of you all wear black all the time and all this. But they were introduced me into a lot of the black metal stuff.
Yeah.
And fuck me, was I piss scared of that?
God, yeah. Yeah.
Just fucking burning churches and going around. I mean, at the time, the stories of what's his name, the
Varg Vikernes.
Varg Vikernes, yeah, going around and bludgeoning that guy, Euronymous, I think it was.
There's a cracking podcast that I've been listening to, and they do a 4-part special on the history of black metal.
Right.
And like the murdery side of stuff, and it's called The Last Podcast on the Left, and it's fucking hilarious.
Amazing.
They properly take the piss out of the whole thing.
But it is all just big piss, because I remember watching the DVD from Sam Dunn. Headbangers Journey.
It's great.
And the one thing Alice Cooper said about black metal was, you'd be walking down the street and these black metal kids will come up to you and be like, "Oh, Mr. Cooper, can we have your autograph?"
Yeah.
And being, "Oh, you're my mum's favourite band," And he was just like, "What is going on? You guys are meant to be like Satanists. You're meant to be like burning shit, killing people,
tearing chickens from the arsehole outwards."
Exactly. Copying what you've done.
Right, just before this goes out anywhere, that's allegedly. We don't know.
We don't know.
We
no,
don't
he
know
didn't.
Alice Cooper touched any chickens ourselves.
As far as I know, he didn't do the killing. He didn't do the killing. The chicken went into the crowd, and the crowd tore
the chicken killed itself.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
The chicken killed itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the black metal stuff was. I just found it more interesting in the sort of reading it. The music to me, not so much.
Yeah.
But as time went on,
I never got the production with it. I just couldn't get my head around that.
The only one that done it for me for production stuff like that was Cradle of Filth.
Yeah.
Massively.
Yeah, it sounds.
Because again, it sounds massive. It was huge. It had the melodies, going back to the whole melody side of things. Nephetomy, massive ballad.
Yeah.
Massive ballad. And, just, what is this? How can he reach fucking high notes through, I don't know. He just, someone was constantly grasping at his fucking testicles.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
I've had a little play around and I've tried.
Oh god, yeah. I cannot reach those notes.
No.
Far from it. But no, the black metal side of stuff was just, I couldn't get my head around it. But then from that, we also hung up with like the Outcast kids.
Yeah.
Who then introduced me into this more hardcore, hardcore punk music and stuff like that. So stuff like Black Flag and stuff like that. Who else was there? Then they also listened to stuff like Rise Against, another band that was massive for me.
Yeah.
Massive, love that band.
If they were on Guitar Hero, I that interest, because Guitar Hero, Jesus, I don't realise how much Guitar Hero influenced me. To be fair,
when you look at it, Guitar Hero was massive.
They probably started playing Guitar Hero 3. Probably got me listening to Slipknot.
Yeah.
And now I have Slipknot
tattooed,
permanently tattooed on my arm. So,
Amazing.
Guitar Hero.
Well, this is like going back to being shit scared of the music and stuff. One, I used to be shit scared. Didn't want anything to do with Metallica or anything.
Yeah.
And now I've got 3 Metallica tattoos and they're my favourite band ever.
Yeah.
So you cannot go much opposite.
No.
And I think metal in just general, it's just huge. The aspects, it's just forever going.
Yeah.
But
we're talking about contrast, thinking about some of the albums I've bought recently compared to some of the albums I would have bought before I started listening to metal. I think one of the last hip-hop albums I bought before I sort of started thinking, this is not going really well. I think one of the last ones I bought was Chingy.
Chingy?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you remember Chingy?
I don't think there's any point. He did one song, and I can't even remember this. He was like a miniature version of Nelly. He wanted to be Nelly and that St. Louis vibe and that kind of that like party rap type thing. And it was the most dog shit album I've ever bought in my life. And that was one of the nails in the coffin. I was like, I should probably stop listening to this.
Yeah.
It's getting real wanky, and I'm spending a lot of money on this crap.
Oh god, yeah.
So I bought. There was that. I think the most recent album I bought, and it's an older one, but it's one that it was Die Artist Murder's new album.
Oh man.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a contrast.
That's so contrast. I can't think of the last sort of poppy sort of album or anything like that I bought.
No.
it's been a long time since I bought anything like that. I mean, I listen to stuff on Spotify and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've got a whole guilty pleasures list of stuff. I mean, I think, okay, maybe the greatest hits of Jamiroquai was probably one of the last ones.
I love Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai, amazing, absolutely incredible. But then you go on to the stuff like more recently. I think what's more recent? Turnstile's new album.
Yeah, I really like that.
Again, another one that's influenced by the whole hip hop sound, but very much the East Coast, because the East Coast for hip hop and bring it into like the '90s skating scene and stuff like that. Incredible, you know.
Did you ever check out that Grove Street Families EP?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
yes,
that is
brilliant.
That's mental. It's
massive.
Bonkers, but brilliant.
Oh, it's massive. But no, there is just so much out there. But guilty pleasures list. I'm sure you've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most obscure. What have you got?
Oh, most obscure on my guilty pleasures list. Oh, let me think. Well, the song from Frozen's a pretty good song.
No! No!
It's a good song.
Oh, no, it's not! No! I want to rip my ears out with rusty barbed wire.
It's a good song.
No!
It's a good song.
No, it's not. Okay, so if you're going with that, then equally as gay, Vanessa Carlton.
Who the fuck is Vanessa Carlton?
1,000 Miles.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, you do.
1,000 Miles?
Yeah.
Do I?
You would do if you heard it.
Oh.
If I could just hold you tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
Terry Crews in, I can't think of the White Chicks.
Brooklyn,
White Chicks.
Yeah.
He
That's
was in that.
A pretty terrible song.
That's it. It's terrible.
Yeah,
So gay.
That is
so
the
gay.
soundtrack to every shit rom-com from the 2000s.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
Every chick flick going, that is in it.
Yeah.
Oh, massively so. But no, I think that's.
You talking about Cradle of Filth doing ballads? I'd like to hear a Cradle of Filth soundtrack to a rom-com.
To a rom-com.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That actually wouldn't be a bad
I
idea.
think it'd be wonderful.
Absolutely splendid. Can you imagine Slayer just turning up and doing a cover of...
Slayer on a bloody advert. I saw it yesterday.
Really?
It's an energy advert. It's for like AO Energy or something like that. Some new energy company that's trying to compete with British Gas.
And then they've got this Slayer.
Well, they've got these
Well, I'll
weird
buy.
voiceovers. Yeah, that's what I was like, took my headphones off. I was like, oh, I'll buy it. What is it? I'll buy it.
Not that music has an influence on
Doesn't
advertising
influence
at
me
all.
in the slightest. But they've got this weird voiceover of like random little clips, like voiceovers of films and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the film that it's quoting, but it's like a war cry type, like battle cry type kind of speech.
Yeah.
And there's Rain and Blood playing underneath there. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, but it's like everybody's like, you listen to bands these days, like pop artists, and they're all starting to cover rock songs.
Mm.
You know, and they're putting them in adverts.
Yeah.
Killed two birds with one stone. You know, the rock people are going to end up buying.
Yeah.
The pop people are going to love it.
Yeah.
You've got money on your hands everywhere you go.
Yeah, that is true.
So, but no, I mean, apart from that, I think that's pretty much our childhoods and stuff. I mean, these days, what are you listening to these days?
What have I been listening to? So today I've been trying to listen to the new Conjurer album.
Oh yeah, any
Yeah,
good?
it's fucking great. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. I need to give it a proper listen before I do any reviewing of it because
Yeah.
I've been trying to do some work
Oh,
as
God.
well as having it on in the background, so I haven't been able to blast
Yeah.
it properly.
Well, it's like the
It sounds like an album that you need to just
yeah. Well, it's like your
blast.
recent one of what was it? Twitching Tongue.
Twitching Tongues. That's
Yeah.
now.
What an album!
Yeah, it's fucking great, isn't it?
It is.
Totally
Absolutely.
great. Yeah.
The experimental side of it is just nails it.
Yeah. Did you get what I meant with the kind of even the ballads on that? They sound like they're ballads written by Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, they are.
Like,
No,
they're
they are
so
demonic and so twisted.
They are really, yeah.
It is.
When you listen to it, you think if you're just half listening, you can think, oh, this is nice. This is
Yeah.
quite mellow and quite nice, and then you sort of you tap into it a little bit more, and you go, oh, this sounds. It sounds like a stalker's anthem.
Oh
It
God,
sound- it sounds like the whole thing sounds like a.
Not that we're promoting stalking or anything.
No.
No.
I mean, you will get arrested for doing that.
Yes.
But it does sound like a serial killer has written a love song.
Yeah.
But it's fucking.
So
that
basically
works.
going
It's
into the head of
great.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Although the head of Charles Manson is usually just jazz scat in.
Yeah, true.
And
Beach Boys.
Yeah, the Beach Boys. Yeah, fucking crackers.
Oh man, I mean, most of the recent stuff I've been listening to. I mean, I've put the reviews out for because
Yeah.
Turnstile's next album.
Yeah.
That incredible. It's her third album, and carrying on from Non-Stop Healing.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that band has everything going.
I need to get into it a bit more.
Honestly,
I do.
You love your hip hop stuff, so
yeah.
I can't imagine you not liking it.
I did like. I've listened to it 2 or 3 times, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Just haven't. Be honest. I started listening to it. I was like, "Oh, this is really good." And then I knew the new Twitching Tongues was out, and I loved that last album, Disharmony. So I thought, "Oh, I need to get on this," and I have not stopped playing it.
Yeah.
Just I've been absolutely crushing
The other one just recently was the new Andrew WK.
Yeah.
Oh my
I still
God.
haven't listened to it.
What a bizarre album! I thought he'd written some form of a musical.
Yeah.
You know, it was like very. Like lyrics of David Bowie meets the music of ELO.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, I know, and it's all coming from Andrew WK, who's like the king of pop song, king of party songs. Sorry.
Yeah.
In the early 2000s, you know, with like Jackass and stuff like that. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I've also started listening to. I found an album just like Spotify on the Discover thing.
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. And I found a band. Now they're an old band. They've been around for years and years and years, but I'd never heard of them. They're called Ectomorph.
Ectomorph.
Yeah, EKTOMORF.
Okay.
Ectomorph. So I listened to their latest album, and I think it's a couple of years old, but they're re-releasing it like this week with
Okay.
bonus tracks or something like that. And it's not in any way, shape, or form is it reinventing the wheel. It's not going to throw anything that's like, oh, I've never heard this.
Yeah.
But it sounds a lot like. There's some songs on there that sound like Chaos AD.
Oh, really?
Sepultura, yeah.
Oh man.
And then there's other songs that sound like From Mars to Sirius Gojira.
Okay.
So there's a real sort of blend of that groove and grind that like Sepultura and Gojira are so good for, that kind of just grinding, groovy.
God.
It's fucking good. It's really, really good.
It sounds like it's like stepping into the mind of Max Cavalera.
Yeah, it is. It's like genuinely. It sounds like I don't want to do him a disservice, but it sounds like the sort of riffs that Max Cavalera would just hum when he's at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just sat there going, and it would just, because Max Cavalera can just peel riffs out.
Oh God,
fun,
yeah.
can't
He can.
It does. It sounds like somebody. It sounds like Harry Potter has wandered up to Max,
Yeah.
and whatever the fuck that spell is, he's like Acchioed the kind of thought out of his head. It's a Sepultura album that they have stolen.
Oh,
Basically.
brilliant.
But it's really,
really good.
That's a good. I think that's a good.
No, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. But no, I haven't got. I'm trying to think what's coming out. I haven't looked recently at what's coming out soon, because I'm sure I'll have a look. We'll get some more reviews sorted and put some shit out.
Yeah, that Rolo Tomasi album I've got downloaded, ready to go.
I heard the single. If it's anything to go by the single, very different to what they've produced in the past.
Which will probably be good for me, because I'm a little bit. Like, it's probably a bad thing to say on a podcast about rock and metal, but Dillinger I really struggle with. So that kind of...
but then again, I suppose it's when
you... mathcore kind of all over the place.
Obviously you have the hate for gimmick metal. You hate stuff like, obviously, Ailstorm and stuff like
that. I despise
it. Whereas I love it. Another one we can do.
Yeah. It will be a case of me ranting about how shite it is, and you going, this is a wonderful...
I'm a fucking pirate.
Yeah.
Hand me the rum and I'm an angry pirate. It's fine. So yeah, no, we'll get some stuff sorted, and well, that's it for the first episode, I suppose. Pilot episode. All good for the new ones?
Yeah, lovely job.
All good. Right then. Over and out, people. We will catch you soon. And remember to follow us and...
listen to more metal, you cunts.
Can't argue with that. Laters.